So I got back from Sweden. There should be a video up this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, depending on Samry. But I took as much videos as I possibly remembered to take. You know, it's hard because I'm old school as in old, and we always like live in the moment. Like I always forget to like I didn't take one Instagram picture there or post anything on Instagram really, because I'm just doing things and I forget that I have a phone. But plus half the time my phone, pretty much most of the time, well, except for when I'm at Dreamhack, I have Wi-Fi, but I just forget because everyone's already taking pictures, so then I forget to take pictures. But I did take a picture of the lake. Y'all saw that. You guys, you probably saw that if you follow my Twitter. So I have a great embarrassing story that I haven't shared yet because it happened at the Twitch party. I fell, but like it wasn't just it. How do I start? Well, okay, so I went through a whole Twitch event vacation without hurting myself. And at the Twitch party, being stone sober. So the Twitch party was kind of a shit show this year. Somebody decided, maybe some person who's mad because they couldn't get in or couldn't get a wristband, they decided that they were going to call the police on the Twitch party and say that they were serving alcohol to underage people. So 6 police show up. This Twitch party is held in a barn. It's a 2-story, like a barn with a upstairs. So I was inside for like a little bit. I tried, they had like some shot stands with like, one was like a weird flavored vodka that you guys, it started with like a D, like D-I-N-T or something. I don't know, it's a white, or it's a clear bottle with a green label, some type of Scandinavian vodka, tastes like asshole. Misspelled. Thank you for the 6-month row. Actually, it's a weird vodka because it's like, you take the shot, and it all of a sudden, and then it hits you this weird licoricey flavor. And then there was this other dark liquor that I took a shot of that basically was, I guess, like Scandinavian's version of Jaeger. So anyway, so I go outside. Oh, because I'm with Forsen and Forsen's girlfriend, and we want to find a cigarette. Yes, when I drink and I'm out with friends, especially in Europe, I smoke cigarettes with people. It's like a social thing. Don't judge me. So the 3 of us went outside of the event to go find some people to bum some smokes from. And then we noticed there's like this big queue forming to get into the Twitch party, which is weird because usually this Twitch party is like super chill. You could just go in and out. No one really even checks the bracelets. It's like really, it's one of my favorite Twitch parties. You don't even get like ID'd. So like I said, so somebody decided to call the cops. So the cops showed up and they had like established all these rules for where you're allowed to drink and where you're not to drink. Actually, we're gonna have to also use a picture to describe what happened. But so then the police decided to call the firemen, or then that person, because then the police were like, okay, they're not serving minors or underage people. So then the fire department shows up and they go inside, and it's like the fire marshal decides, because of the square footage of the barn, only 150 people are allowed to be inside. And they gave out like 600 or 700 Twitch party bracelets. So there's this huge line to get back in. And remember, like, I had only been inside for like 5 minutes and took like those weird shots. And Chance, like, we always bring our own booze to the Twitch parties, even though there's free booze. It's just because we're just too lazy to wait in line. And it's, you know, they don't usually have Fireball. So when we go through the airports and they have the duty-free purchasing of liquor, we buy a lot of it and just bring it with us, and then we bring it to the Twitch party. But his backpack was inside, so we're waiting in this line forever. Like, we were literally in this line for an hour, and I am completely sober by this point. And we're at the front of the line, and we finally see Milena, and we're like, Milena, go get Chance's backpack. We don't even want to be inside there, because they were only letting one person in for every time one person left. It was so lame. But the cool thing about being in line is I met Freiberg. That guy, does anybody here watch Curb Your Enthusiasm and know about the chat and cut?
Krista.
Oh,
Krista
yeah.
Ferguson. I mean, it was
Hey.
Smith, probably.
Oh, okay.
Probably
See what's going on over here?
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize.
She's doing a chat and cut.
So,
Chat and cut.
Really?
Yes.
Freiberg is the master of the chat and cut. I watched him go from the back of the line, slowly talking his way to people up until he was up there with us in like the very front of the line. And it was pretty, I don't know, I just remember like watching like no one around me. I know watches Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I'm like, dude, he's doing a chat and cut. But I didn't let him cut me.
She'll be picking up a plate any second. Watch.
You're like beaming
Yeah.
with light.
There she goes. Yeah. Excuse me.
But I just told him, I was like, who do you think you are, Reinhardt? Like pushing your way up through the line. So Chance and I finally get, let's see, where's paint? We finally get our backpack and Chance has to pee. And the way it works at this Twitch party is like girls get to pee at restroom inside and so girls only. They even have like a bouncer stand there and guys have to go out and pee in the woods. And there were some porta potties too. Okay, now I can thoroughly explain this. So here is the door to the barn. We'll do it like this. I'm gonna kind of do a side view. And so I didn't realize, because the line had just been so slow, that we had gone up. There was a big ramp. And I'm gonna say this was about 4 feet high at that point. About 4 feet. But you have to remember, there's only light coming through here. Everything else was completely pitch dark. It's, well, not pitch dark because it's Sweden, but I mean, I didn't realize we'd gone up that high or anything. So Chance was like, all right, we got our backpack, let's go. And we had to push through a couple people because we were in the middle. And Chance, I don't know, I didn't watch what he did, but I guess he realized that there was a drop. So there's just like a bunch of grass here. Dude, I could have died. If there was a rock, I would have died. So this looks like a math question. What was I wearing? I just wore jeans and my like leather bomber jacket that has a hoodie in it too, because I know that this Twitch party is always way too cold for me to like wear a dress. I saw all these girls in these little dresses and heels and I'm like, dude, it's okay. I remember my first time at the Twitch party in Sweden. I wore a dress. I was fucking cold the whole time and you're in the sticks. I wore jeans and Converse and my jacket. So you have to remember, this queue was full of people. We're talking Freiburg, Forsten, all those people in our line, Gara right there. Like this line, jam-packed, people everywhere. This queue was an hour long and in front of everyone. I remember walking to the edge and looking down and just thinking it was dark and the floor was right there. And some girl says something to me in Swedish. And now that I think about it, I think what she said to me was probably watch your step, but I don't speak Swedish. And so I go to step off of this and I just completely, it was like I did a stage dive and nobody caught me. And of course I scream as I'm going down. I flew so far that girl who said something to me, I saw her sitting there like crouched on the floor, 4 feet. I'm almost 6 feet tall. So it's really like I fell, my head where my eyeballs perceive the world fell 10 feet, okay? So it was terrifying. And thank God it was just a bunch of soft grass. But you have to remember, this entire line turns and is looking at me and laughing. I'm talking like a whole crowd of people watched me do this, which is like, I guess I do this, I'm a klutz, it's bound to happen, but I landed in a way where there's just, okay, and I also had my camera in my backpack. So my back is really sore, where my camera, I think, punched me in the back. Thank God there wasn't a rock. Like, I could have hit my head on a rock and died at that speed, man. And then and there was a rock that hit my right butt cheek, and I got a nice bruise right there. Can't really show it, but it was safe. But it was literally like, imagine a stage dive with no one catching you. And it was in front of everyone. Like, I was literally just making fun of Freiburg about Overwatch, like talking shit, being sober. And all I had drank was like a Red Bull, and that shit does not give you wings. So that's what happened. That was my one fall and accident, and it wasn't that bad. No rocks hit my head or anything. It was like tall grass. And then Chance turns around and he realizes what happened. And I was like, you should have told me there was a drop. Why didn't you tell me there was a drop? I'm like, you're not a gentleman. This is your fault. Right? Like, he should have told me. He should have jumped down. And like, I wasn't paying attention because I was saying bye to people. I'm like, oh yeah, like Chance and I are just going to stay out here. Like, we're not going to bother going inside, like walking, look at some girl who says something in Swedish, step off the side and just eat it, you know, completely wrecked. Like, I couldn't believe it, but thank God for grass, dude. Not 420 grass, just regular grass, because it could have been really bad, man. I've had some bad falls. I still have a scar from flying, not falling, but flying with a buddy. So, you know, so we Twitch party basically the whole time outside. That was my big epic fall.